Welcome, disc golf fans, to the 2023 Maine State Championships, presented by High Roller Lobster Company, elevated by Thoughtspace Athletics. So we are here for the back nine coverage. My name is Chris German. Along beside me, we have co-founder and partner Derek Skoll. How you doing, man? Front nine, pretty wet.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm doing a lot better now that I am commentating in some dry conditions, as it was misty out there and made things a little miserable. But we do have 3 of our 4 players under par still, with Oakley there right on the line.
Yeah, Matt Bell, the only one to keep it bogey free, as we're going to move into hole 10, 625-foot par 4. We're out in the open here. Nice big shot. You do have some trees on the right to contend with that you do want to stay away from. And it's kind of pitched up on a little hill here, so we do have some roller potential. Or roll away, I should say. Josh throws it so far right that he actually gets to the right of the trees there. I believe could be OB. A little more traditional there from Proctor. Probably a little more left than he wants to be.
Yeah, a little higher than Matt wanted. You hear him say to clear the bushes, and ends up putting himself right behind them. So we'll see what type of approach he has from there. Eric starts drifting to the right, and that
gets through.
And
wow.
He may still not be in bounds.
As Josh did turn it over to the other fairway. And he still has a lot of work there. Eric, this needs to stay. No. It's going to add on about 10 feet for him.
So Matt wasn't quite up on those bushes, giving himself a little more wiggle room there, and looks like he should be right there mid-slope of the hill on the green.
Yeah, a little tricky there. James is in a perfect spot.
So this was a provisional shot from Oakley because of kind of where it danced on that boundary line. He thought it best to kind of play both lies, either where it initially went out, but it does seem like the card did give him that it touched back inbounds before going out again on the shot we just saw.
No, Matt, great birdie, bud.
Matt Bell able to connect and get the birdie. It's a good birdie to pick up here.
And James is in contention for the same. Oh. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, unlike James to miss those. As Matt will be taking a stroke. Josh is going to take the bogey after finding OB. So Eric looks like he was picking up that disc that you were just talking about from that provisional. Or from his first shot, I should say. And they
and good thing.
Yeah, right.
Hole 11, 530-foot par 4. Pretty wide open to start, but we're going right back into the mouth of the woods. Not as tricky as we've seen some of the other greens getting into the woods. Basically, you just want to air one out. And you'll see some people playing. Now, this is in danger of OB. And I do believe that is. Most players are going to want a hyzer like this, get themselves in that clearing to the left of that bush. That's pushing further left than we'd want, but still should have a gap into the woods.
Yeah, relatively short par 4 for these guys, with most of the hole being open.
And I'd say that's just about as good as you'd want to throw it.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Good shot there from Eric. This did not flip up as much as he wanted. Little nose up as well.
Yeah, you can see it wanted to flip up, but maybe the height had something to do with that.
Matt is going to put himself about 45 away. Tough putt to save your par. Josh pulls that right and luckily drops down before getting into those trees there.
Great shot.
Oh. Close one
James,
there.
Yeah, in a really good spot. Able to just kind of throw a hyzer as Eric is just looking right at the pin.
Probably not the exact angle he was wanting, but the outcome is favorable nonetheless.
Oh, Josh is going to connect to that tree. Shouldn't cause him any trouble here, but...
Great putt for Matt.
Big putt from Matt. Able to save par after going OB. Proctor's able to gain that stroke back from Matt. Ebo with a par as well, as this came in .47 under par. So a lot of birdies from the field, almost a half a stroke under par. That will be the last hole that's going to play under par, as the course is going to get very challenging here on the back nine. So we're going to move into hole 12, 492-foot par 4. Severe dogleg right here. We're going to follow this road all the way down, break off right there at the end. And we have that green that the theme is really just there's a slope somewhere near the green.
And that is the wrong side of the path that you want to be on. There is a lane there to the left between the greenhouse and that line of trees. However, it's the visibility of the basket, because it's further to the right from there, it's not ideal.
Yeah, as this looks a little better from Matt, right on the road. Eric's was a little too straight, but he might have a better angle than James based off of what you're saying with the location.
Yeah, if you're going to play it straighter, get it falling down earlier, giving you a little more airspace is definitely a good thing to happen.
Josh getting caught up early. Has some work. Luckily, it is a pretty short par 4, so he does give himself birdie chances here inside circle 2.
Eric's going up.
Similar outcome to if he had just laid up.
little bit of a miscue there from Proctor. I'd say overall the angle is there for him to execute. Just kind of threw it a little low and early.
And early release from Matt, squandering that perfect placement.
Yeah, it's tough. So Eric's going to drop that right in. Should be able to save his par.
Matt's still giving himself some work here.
Yeah. A little lackadaisical there in the approach. Just kind of tossed it up. Proctor for birdie.
Oof.
Another par putt from Matt, keeping the streak alive. We're going to see a bunch of cleanups for par. Yeah, that's a good teammate right there.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
Josh with a little bit of work, putting uphill too.
Yeah, I would like to take this time to ask the audience as to, the courtesy tap-ins. What do you feel about those? Obviously, they were right there in the bullseye, but Josh still had quite a meaty putt on his hands. So, would you say that's courteous to ask for that? Would you let them go for it? Let us know what you think.
Got it. Elevation for your mind.
Hole 13, 406 feet, par 3. Name of the game really is to follow the path and then work your way uphill. Pretty dangerous green here, as most are pitched on a hillside.
This is a very tricky shot here. Really need a disc that's going to move really far left.
Yeah, because you don't have a lot of headspace there due to the trees. So, oh wow, and it does.
Probably.
He goes deep. He's going to be pinched deep there. Yeah, you almost want to throw a low sweeping hyzer shot with an overstable disc. Or a flip up on a severe hyzer.
Yeah, and ground play is definitely something to consider as well. Give yourself a little bit more distance without taking as much air time.
Yeah, even with that, it's still a very tricky shot.
For a par 3, nonetheless.
Go. Clean. Here we go. All right. Yeah, boy. That's right.
He's able to progress down the fairway there.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Matt doing a good job of getting up and down. Proctor throwing it right up inside the bullseye as well. And Eric with the last one for the birdie bid.
Not a bad outcome for what it could have been.
Because this hole came in 0.3 over par. 0 birdies.
Wow.
On the day. So very, very challenging in terms of getting the birdie. Most of the field taking par here. So not a lot of scoring separation. So Matt's going to collect another par there. He's kind of slowing down, but he's keeping it blemish free. Josh is starting to rack up the bogeys and fall on the wrong side of the scorecard in terms of being even. We're going to move into hole 14, 300-foot par 3. Just follow the road down here. And we have this gap of guardian trees you have to miss down at the end. Something straight, maybe a flex shot, and then have something fade there to the left down there at the end. I think it sets up really good for a righty flex shot as James does just that.
Oh boy, and that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, that might be pitch out territory for Eric. Mats gets a little too turnt. And Debo's going to catch a early tree as well, so these players still have a lot of work. Josh is still outside the circle, putting for par. So Eric's able to progress somewhat down the fairway there. Looks like he was in a better spot than just pitch out. At least he gave himself a bid for par. Tricky little approach there from Matt. Tough one there for Josh. Carding another bogey. Eric falling off a little bit here as well, as these guys need a string of birdies here at the end to be able to keep pace. This was a very challenging hole coming in, a quarter stroke over par, as we see with our card here. No birdies, couple bogeys.
Josh finding himself the wrong kind of turkey. Hole 15, 357 foot, par 3. Just another case of follow the road. You'll see some players playing a little shorter so that they skip up into the green. But really, that right side is pretty much all you got coming up.
Yeah, as we saw the sloping green there, theme of this course and as well as the other course, just a lot of sloping greens, and it's all about distance and speed control. So that was a good shot from Matt. This is a very technical and tricky shot to be able to get all the way to the pin. That's pretty good there from Eric. But still, with that sloping green behind him, that's layup territory.
Yeah, where I like Matt's play of keeping it wider and letting the hyzer do the work for you.
Josh just needs to punch through these trees, otherwise he is going to be in a world of hurt here. And he's going to give him a circle's edge look for par. It's kind of been the theme of his day. Good bid from Eric. Yes, James was in basically the same spot. I thought that was Eric's disc.
Put them together. What do you got? Birdie.
He connects as well. Both of them finding the basket, just can't get inside the chains.
You may have heard Eric comment on that, where if they split the difference, they would have a birdie.
Could easily evolve and get like, well, they
Man, all three of those guys.
great money, great scramble, but there it is. I didn't know 4 or 5 minutes.
We finally
Good to see
see
Josh.
Josh. Yeah, I was just going to say, we're finally seeing Josh stepping away from the red on the scorecard.
As we look down at these scorecards right now, there is 0 green, a lot of red, and a lot of gray. Course is playing very tough right now. So we only had 2 birdies, .43 over par, Dustin Keegans and Miles Sayer. Hole 16, 546-foot par 4. Very technical shot here. You want to throw a nice straight shot. We're going to have a slight bend. One could say a dog leg left. And we have a couple guardian trees right in the middle of the fairway. So you kind of want to pick left or right gap here on your second shot. A lot of trees in that green as well.
Sucks. No fun. Oh,
Something else that is to note, you may have seen in the drone preview that there are Mando signs, so there is a double Mando leading into the green. However, rather than drop zone, you will play from your lie with a stroke penalty.
Cooking with gas, baby. Okay.
Textbook from Matt there.
Yeah. I think that. Yep. Left.
Interesting redirect there. Eric finding himself there on the path.
Yeah, not the worst. I mean, 546 feet, he could still save par. Or get up and down for a birdie, I should say. Excuse me.
I think we're starting to see that Josh's stamina may be in play here. It seems like maybe he's not getting quite the power that he's hoping for on his drives. Battling in wet conditions can really take it out of you.
So you can see the one Mando there. That was a great shot from James. Very interesting play with the take a stroke penalty, but where you land is where you take it without a drop zone. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it was something that I was kind of surprised at. Looks
Ooh,
like
Eric laces that.
Matt finds himself kind of in that culvert. Is that what you call that thing? The drainage?
Yeah, and I know they Great shot from Matt as well. They discussed a little bit about where he was taking his lie there.
Which behind it was a better lie than playing above, just based on footing.
Sails it a little long, but should be well within his range there.
Good catch, good catch. Left.
Good putt from James to secure the birdie and get him to 5 down. Finally some green up on these scorecards.
Do it.
And he putt around the tree.
Yeah, that's tough there from Josh, as the rest of the card is going to clean up some relatively easy birdies. So our card makes this hole look easy.
All right, hole 17, 358-foot par 3. We got lots of gaps, and we're going to just need to be fighting through here. But as you can see here, finishing pretty far to the left, you got kind of a rock wall to contend to, so you want to keep it high, but not too high based on the trees that you have in the way as well. Now, slightly to our left, you'll see that there is a gap that you'll see Eric taking. Oh, I'm sorry, I think that was James.
James, yeah. Yeah, that gap actually seems bigger than the left gap.
Yeah, a little more straightforward. Oh. And it just kept pushing right there for Matt.
Great shot from Eric. Still a little bit of work, though.
And we have a 50-50 split on which gaps you're taking on our card here.
Matt's looking to get up and down, and he's throwing a great scramble shot.
That might be one of my favorite shots for scramble all day.
Proctor is able to get right under the pin. Stress-free par putt.
Oh.
I feel like we've been following the disc golf road at this course. This road's been in play almost the entire time.
I know that there's a Wizard of Oz joke in here somewhere, but we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, I don't have it. As this hole came in 0.58 over par. Very, very tricky hole, very challenging, and 0 birdies on the entire field. So this is the second hole now with 0 birdies.
I feel the need to be quiet here.
Yeah,
It's
Matt
such a scramble.
Yeah, Matt has been putting up a great round. And he saves par again. We're seeing some great golf out of Matt.
And there we have it again, Sharon putters.
So we're going to come into the final hole of this round 1. 574-foot par 4. Nice and straight here down this road. A lot of trees to contend with, but you're throwing straight the entire way.
And from what I'm told by the tournament staff, this is a new pin placement. They did add some distance to this for this year.
I like that. I think it's a good distance. If you really want to bite off some, you can.
Oh, God.
And then things like that happen. Driver nice and high, kicks you really deep into the woods.
A lot of risk reward.
Yeah, this course only has 2 holes over 600 feet, but a lot of par 4s out here, so very cool to see. A lot of tight technical sub 600 foot par 4s.
Well, I heard it was the same play. Eric got the memo. You like it over there?
As Eric parked what I would guess is the old position, or one of them.
It seems to be mulched in that fashion, right?
Yes, he should be able to get up and down for birdie. So he puts himself in a good spot.
I think that was the play that they were thinking of, is kind of forcing a flex to the left of that middle tree to get maximum distance, and Josh finds himself a pretty good spot.
Yeah, fortunate kick out there. Otherwise, he would have been a little pinched. It's James not in a good spot. He's got a lot of work to save par. And that's the first step. Cut half of it off.
It did shuffle to the path. Otherwise, he'd have been going from tree line to tree line.
But he's going to unfortunately turn that over. But somehow stands up on its side and skips up. Boy, that was an overstable disc because that looked super turnt. So that's going to be a great par save from James if he's able to execute.
Oh. One branch to miss. Completely took all the wind out of the sails of that shot. Oh. Little unfortunate for Eric there.
This is a tough shot from Josh with that tree right there. But he executes it, and that's a good way to finish your round. Barring anything crazy here. Eric trying to get creative. Puts himself within range for a putt.
Started walking it off before it even hit. I'd say that's the biggest putt we've seen from Eric all day, and just in time. He's going to secure a 1 under score for the round.
Oh, a little low from Matt. You know he wanted that.
Oh, no.
Tough round here for Josh. Steve-O's going to look at a 4 over for the day. It's Proctor. This is going to be a miraculous par save as well. Good on James there with the 5 under. The couple tap-ins here. Kind of a mixed bag, I should say, in terms of scores. We have some pretty decent scores at 5 under. We have someone hovering around par, and then Josh with a tough day out at the office. And that's what this course will do. Very technical, very challenging, and a good variety of mix. So that's going to finish it up as we take a look at the results. James and Matt both sitting at fourth, I should say. James with the PDJ number is going to be able to secure that final spot on lead card.
And we have the young gun, Paul Kranz, shooting a 7 down round 1 here, putting himself solo first place. Round 2, we will be finding ourselves at Bittersweet Ridge, the bitter side, and due to the rain, we're going to be in for another slick round, folks. So thanks for tuning in to round 1 of Maine States, and we are looking forward to bringing you round 2 shortly. Take care.